Welcome back to consecutive day 697 of a diary of a Runpreneur. Please remember that this vlog is part of the Runpreneur Challenge, which is my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. Find out more about the challenge, how you can support it, check the links in the comments below. But do subscribe to the channel and give this a share, as the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. Thanks for your support, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 697 of a diary of a Runpreneur. So, straight into business talk to begin with. So it's been a frustrating day, I'd say. I've talked a lot about our brokering model, where we connect investors with agents, with landlords, with social housing providers, and take a margin or a fee out the middle. And it's a really profitable model. The only issue that you have is control. Ultimately, you're only going to be as good as what you can provide in terms of stock, and you're only as good as the number of investors you have in terms of what you're selling. So it's a really interesting model, and the frustrations come when things need to change. You have an agreed process and it's worked, and then you get a big opportunity with a big investor and lots of things need changing. Now the frustrations arise when you want to get them changed, but you have to get authorization and sign off from the different stakeholders involved in order to make those changes. And we're talking contractual changes here. Nothing major, but just little minor things. And even the simplest of requests can often take a number of days to provide. Whereas if you've got control of the situation yourself, you can control the flow of the communication with your investors. And investors are ultimately, it's a credibility side of things. As soon as the question's not answered quick enough, or things take longer than needed, sometimes investors can start getting a little bit itchy feet, and you can potentially lose the opportunity. Another one that was incredibly frustrating, we had a big order of 5 deals. It was a done deal, and we're working really hard to resurrect it because of the large sums of money, and the bank wouldn't allow the internet transaction to go through. And this is quite a common practice when you're transferring large sums of money, unless you do it by chaps, which is a paid for service, electronic transfer, paid for service. The fraud protection guys get involved. Anything with bank internet transfers, if it's card and PIN based, then it's a little bit different. But with internet transfers, they can jump in and often halt or freeze payments pending fraud checks. And there's nothing, we stack up in everything we do, and we've got all of the compliance and that side of things covered. But the bank has to ask the questions of the person who's making the transfer, and they sometimes don't know all the answers, and then it creates you've done all the work, they're transferring the funds, and then the bank blocks the transfer. It's just incredibly frustrating, and we've tried multiple different bank accounts, and it all happens the same way, large sums of money. So you can do smaller chunks, but again, it's how we communicate this to our investors without them losing trust in what we do. So yeah, it's been a day of frustrations, I think would be an easy way to summarise what's been going on. But that's the life of an entrepreneur. It's problem solving, and we've just got more problems that we have to solve. And they're not major problems, but they're just frustrating, lingering problems that I'd like to resolve really quickly. And they should be resolved really quickly, but they just take slightly longer. So be mindful if you're moving into a brokering style business model. You've always got to remember that you're connecting people, and if any one of the stakeholders in that sales process take longer than necessary, it can jeopardise sales. So just be mindful of that. So onto my running. I should be at a 5k event today for my running club, an inter kind of club event, 5k. But I've had a bit of a twinge in my calf for the last couple of weeks, and I think the last thing it needs is to boot it and do a fast 5k. I mean, people are saying we should just go and just trot round, but I really struggle to do that at a race. When you get a race environment, I would really struggle to just trot round in a race. So I made this decision not to compete, and I think it's the right call. I do feel a bit gutted because I should be supporting my running club members, but not the risk of jeopardising the challenge, of which is going to greatly change children's lives who need it the most. So that's my justification for a running front. And from a personal perspective, my youngest James, who's had a severe chest infection, is on his way back. Hopefully he'll be back to school tomorrow. And my eldest son Leo is continuing his private tutoring, and he's making slow and steady progress, which is all good. So that's it for me today. Any questions, drop me a line. I'll come back to you. Just bear with me a second while I go past a couple of people here, and I'll carry this on. Evening, how are you? You alright? So one of the neighbours running with their daughter, which is very inspirational. But yeah, so yeah, any comments, drop me a line, I'll respond to everyone. Remember, this vlog is part of a challenge, a fundraising challenge. Check out the links below to find out more and how you can support it. But we have just launched a sustainable fundraising campaign called Caffeine for Kevin, and the idea behind it is if people can support me with the price of a cup of coffee once a month, £1, £2, £5, whatever you can afford, what the amount that you're not going to notice leaving your account. Now, you might think, well, that's not going to make much of a difference. Because of the longevity of this challenge, £1 a month would equate to £125 over the course of the whole challenge, which is life-changing money to a child who needs it the most. £2, £250, £5 is £600 or so, or thereabouts. So big sums of money from such a small donation that you probably not recognise or notice leaving your account. Now, we've called it Caffeine for Kevin because, metaphorically speaking, I'll never get to drink those cups of coffee, but it'll still give me a caffeine boost that a cup of coffee would have done, seeing that money coming in every month, and keeps me running. So if you can support me, thank you very much. And there's so many that are already supporting me that I'm eternally grateful for. So thanks for your support. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.